There's a famous Winston Churchill quote, and he says the definition of success is the ability to jump from one failure to the next without losing enthusiasm or momentum. And I think that's a really good statement that sticks in my head and is a real true assessment of what business is about. It's not all glamour and glitz. At the end of the day, it is working hard. It is being obsessed with your business. It is loving what you do. And again, mate, there's failure after failure after failure, but again, the show must go on, and hopefully you improve with each challenge that you smash out of the park.
So tell me, 18 years ago, you started this company. What made you start it?
The supplement industry hadn't really kicked off yet in Australia, but obviously I would read all the American muscle mags from cover to cover, wanting to hit the gym, wanting to put on muscle for the same reasons all young blokes get into it. And these supplements fascinated me, and the results you could get with your training, your physique, and it just become, again, another little hobby and obsession for me. And again, you sort of, when you're at that young entrepreneurial stage and you're trying different things, and eventually, I suppose, you find your niche, and you think, this is it. Well, I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. Well, I did. You brush all the other stuff and channel all your energy into one goal.
And when did you get to the point where you thought, all right, it's time to open a store?
Yeah, the main reason is because there was such a lack of, I suppose, knowledge and good supplements around. I mean, all you could get back then was milk and egg protein from the health food shop.
That does not sound very appealing.
It wasn't good. So again, I suppose I just saw a niche. I wanted to try something. And I thought about it for a little while to do the shop. I thought Newcastle was a bit of a sort of Newcastle was a bit of it's a big country town. I didn't know how it would go then, but the Gold Coast back then, we were young lads back then. We were coming to the Gold Coast a lot to play up and enjoy ourselves, as most young people do from Newcastle. And I thought that's the place to open a sup shop. So that was our first destination.
So which one was the first store?
Southport.
Okay, fantastic.
We got a little old premises, and we paid $250 a week to rent it down the back of Southport there, and it cost us about 10 grand cash to fit it out and stock it.
So Kerrie, when did you come into the picture?
Sure, I came into the picture in 2004. And Simon had already obviously had ASN for 2 years when I met him. But it was probably nearly a year of dating until I found out that he actually had ASN. Because So how did that come up in conversation?
But back then I had a really good job. I had a full-time career in Newcastle in the building industry. So I had a good job. So I suppose I was very busy and committed to that as well. And as I said, this was just my sideline hobby project.
Your
for many
side hustle.
years. It was.
Yeah,
he did.
Can you tell us about your role, your multiple roles in the business?
Absolutely. Well, when I first started out, there were 2 other females in the company. And so when I met Simon, there was the 2 stores, Southport and Mermaid Beach on the Gold Coast. There was 2 other females, but then as I got more and more into the business and we opened more stores and then really activated our online shopping, I got all the payroll sorted, stock ordering, importation of products.
Because back then we started importing brands from America.
We did.
Okay.
And so I was handling all the customs duties and all the kind of dramas that were associated with that. Anything you can think of within the business, I did it. Every single role. Jack of all trades, running the shop, filling in for when people were sick. Hiring. Marketing, oh my gosh, absolutely. I did marketing for a very long time. So I was very deep in the trenches with that. But until we got more key people, really for many years, we were just flying by the seat of our pants, and you literally had no choice. You had to learn, you had to do it. There was no other option. It's like, babe, do this, do this. All right, I've got to do it. You got to do it. You got to grow the business. So I had to just learn on my feet.
Okay, so take it back to the beginning. How did you come up with the name Australian Sports Nutrition?
Oh, gee, if you saw some of the names we were throwing around in the early days. Again, I suppose it came back to, there was every name available still back then to call a supplement company. But we just wanted to go the Aussie thing. And back then, as I said, I'd had no thoughts of doing anything in the USA or internationally by then. So it turned out being a good name.
Yeah,
it did.
And it still stands strong today.
It does.
All right, Kerrie, what does success mean to you?
All right, well, I think success means to me not so much a monetary thing, but obviously you want to be financially comfortable, but it's more about making a difference for someone if you know you're making an impact in someone's life. Because for me, I always lead with my heart on things and how things feel. So if I'm successfully helping someone on their journey or on their day, that's what makes me feel good.
So, talking about the USA, you've got a store in the US.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, we travelled there a lot because, again, we always looked at the USA as being the supplement mecca. And Australia sort of followed everything that USA did, and all the exciting products and athletes and industry was in America. So we travelled there a lot. We were always looking for the latest and the greatest new innovative products to bring back and sell through our stores. So that I love doing that. I've always loved doing that. So I suppose it's hard getting stuff done with emails and sending supplements and samples back and forwards. And we sort of worked out that by being over there, you could get done in a week what it would take you to do 3 or 4 months by the gap. So I just said, let's do a shop over here, you know. Like there's the supplement shops over there, other than the big corporates, the GNCs and the vitamin shops, the smaller groups and the independents. Yeah, I didn't think they were doing it that well, and I thought we can come over here. I think our concept, we can give these guys a run for their money over here, so over there. So let's do it. So and that was a challenge. I mean, you've been opening stores over here. We have for such a long time. We can find a location and open a store really quickly these days and really easily with our team. But over there, mate, it was tough. I think we ended up doing 3. We thought we'd open in 1 trip. We ended up doing 3 because the hoops we had to jump through that we didn't know were there and that kept getting thrown at us was, mate, it was hard work and confusing and overwhelming. But even getting it fitted out, our blokes fitting out the shop didn't show up twice, 2 people. So we rang our guys that do our ones at home and said, we've just booked your flights. Jump on a flight.
Wow.
At the end of this week, you can fly over here, you can rent the gear from Home Depot. You're fitting out the shop, we'll send you home a week. You've got a week to do it, and they did it. We worked around the clock, we got the shop open, and it was a good challenge, and it was a good, it's good to have in our resume, and it's exciting for me going over to America. We've got a great team. We sent young Sebastian over there who managed our Bondi store, and Seb's been with the company since he was 18 years old, since he left school, I think 17. And so he runs our whole international operation over there, and he's like a bloody son to me. one of those problem sons. But he does a fantastic job.
Yeah. So, as you said, Simon, it's truly a family-owned and run business.
It is.
So it's not just you and Kerrie.
No.
Who else is involved?
Oh, we brought my brother in. My brother about, how long's he been here for? 15?
No, not that.
14 or 15 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
We brought Matt in after our first growth spurt when me and Kerrie were doing everything.
We were maxed out.
My brother's the brains of the family. So he's a fully qualified accountant. He's good with numbers. He's great with the business side of ASN.
And we all work together very, very well.
We do.
Never once been a disagreement. That Simon and Matt are dealing with each other non-stop, like all day, every day, about some really, incredible things and challenges that happen in the business world. They've never once had a falling out, never once disagreed
We're very
way.
fortunate, as I said, we're a family business, and we're very fortunate to all work so well together and enjoy what we're doing and bounce off each other. As I said, it makes it. I have a lot of people say to me, geez, I couldn't work with my missus.
People have said that a lot about us.
We'd end up strangling
too.
each other. I mean, well, that's not the case with us. We're lucky, we're fortunate, and we do work very well together. I think, as I said, people have said to me, what's some of the goals you work towards in your industry? And one of the main ones I would say is we've worked really hard to adapt as each challenge been thrown in front of us to be in charge of our own destiny, whether it be importation, whether it be retail issues, whether it be regulatory issues, whether it be manufacturing and quality issues. If we've hit challenges doing it with other people, we've gone and done it ourselves. So it just leaves you less vulnerable, and it keeps your business model solid. And mate, tough stuff will just bounce straight off you. The success of ASN, and I suppose it always was just about us. Kerrie and I and Matt, and obviously we have some fantastic business partners in other stores in other states that have been with us in the early days, and they're pillars of this company as well, and they've helped us a lot. But these days, as I said, you really appreciate the team that you've got around you and the team that we've built. I suppose Sarah's skill set has dragged a completely new culture of people into the business, which is really, it makes me proud of what the business is now and where the business is going. And especially going through the recent challenges, whether it be my health last year or whether it be the
world pandemic,
the apocalypse that's going on at the moment, it really makes you appreciate what a great team you have around you. And as I said, people say, Simon, how's your success? Well, it wouldn't be possible without the team that I have around me. And as I said, they do a phenomenal job. It's good fun. It still is good fun. And again, I've been doing it for a long time, but I sort of feel like I'm just getting started.